Welcome back, everybody, to the Detour Podcast. How you doing, Ty?
Doing good.
Good.
Another day, another dollar.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get this shit rolling.
All right. How was your week, man?
This week was good. Sunday, started my new bowling league, so that was good. That was good. So it was the first one, goes from November to April. And it's November to April, and so yeah, it's a long one. It's all of winter, and we just did the first game, and you play 3 games, and then it's like a point system, and so like you play 3 games, and you see out of the team you play who wins out of the 3, and then the overall one. Okay. And so then my team, it's me and my 3 buddies, we won all 3. All right. And my first game I bowled 189. Which is pretty good, actually, but not my best. My best is 232. Dang. And a perfect game's 300.
What was your team name?
The Gutter Sluts. And we all have jerseys with it written on.
That's awesome, dude.
And then yesterday, I was helping my buddy that owns horses shoe his horses. Okay. And so that was good. It's so obnoxious, though, and tedious, and it hurts your lower back. You're literally hunched.
Hunched over.
Lower back's cramping. You have the horse's hoof on your thigh or in between, and your legs are like touching, and your legs are apart. Okay. And then, like, I don't know, I freaking hammered my thumb, so that hurts. I got a blood blister. Oh. But
no bueno.
Yeah, that was my week that I could think of right off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's all right, man.
What about you? How was your week?
It was good. I'm getting back into running.
Oh, nice. I
don't know. I think after seeing everybody running the New York Marathon, it re-sparked that excitement of like, man, I want to get out and run again. Okay. So I ran 3.5 miles Saturday, and then a nice little 1 miler yesterday just to kind of get back into it. Saturday was more of like a walk run, but I'm going to go to Salt Lake Running Co. right over here at the state, and I'm going to measure my gait to see what running shoes work best, because I have some Ultras, and they're a 0-drop ones, so they're more natural. Okay. But I don't like the way those feel. And then my Hokas that I have, when I land, my ankle rolls inward. So I don't know if that's like pronation or whatever. So I'm going to measure my gait and then get new shoes. Yeah. But I'm going to start running, so then
you can train for your next
one marathon. And then maybe, get into a full one, but we'll see. Hey,
there we go.
So that, and just, hanging out. We took down our Halloween decorations finally.
Oh, nice.
So it's been nice, and then I got distracted by seeing all my old video games, so I have like my Xbox set up and stuff.
So just in case you want to crack that open again?
Just in case I want to play some games, which I haven't gotten to yet. But, yeah, that's really it. Okay. Oh, and a couple days ago, I'm going to bring this up because I think it's absolutely wild. I was listening to a podcast, The Basement Yard. Okay. And it's one of their older ones a couple years ago. And they had a special guest on, Stephanie, I don't remember her last name, but she basically does this thing where her whole brand is kind of like around her physical, like her personal appearance. Yeah. So she gets a lot of people asking weird things. Okay. And one of the weirdest things people kept asking her was like, or at least saying to her, was like, man, what I would do to smell your farts right now.
That's wild.
Which I'm like, farts smell disgusting. Yeah. But you're attracted to someone that much to smell their farts. So
no, that's criminal.
She decided to capitalize on it and sell jars of farts.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the fact that she even thought to like, oh, let me capitalize and sell this.
Capitalize on it. Well, it is weird, but when you hear how much money she made, in the first week she made $50,000.
That's disgusting.
And within the first month it was $200,000.
See, that is so crazy that she got $250,000 fucking dollars selling farts in a jar,
bro.
Yeah.
Which I'm thinking, would I do that? Like, would you, if there's a lot of requests for that, and it seemed like it was in high demand, and you're like, you know what, for fun, let's just toy with it and let's see what'll happen.
I think maybe as like a joke, but then like, I don't know, I think it would be like, at that point you could just sell jars of air.
I guess
and just
fair.
say,
yeah, that's what they were saying on the podcast. They're like, oh, I'd probably just scam them and just sell jars of air. But yeah, she made that like a whole thing. She would like eat loads of protein. Like it was diet, and she would fart so many times a day. Anytime she would fart, she'd have to do a certain thing to match the demand of people wanting to buy her
That
farts.
Is crazy.
And then she decided to veer and make fart jar NFTs. And if you're lucky enough, if you bought a specific NFT, you'd get one of like the remaining fart jars.
That's wild. That's mind-boggling to me that that's even a fucking thing.
It's disgusting.
That doesn't even make sense to me.
People want to huff her farts.
Yeah, no,
good for her.
People like their own thing. I'll give it to them.
Good for her.
But
dude.
that is criminal. That is wild. If anyone, that is that's disgusting. That's wild.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know, man. I feel like it'd be one of those things like, yeah, I would toy with it, but if I saw it like go off and everyone wants my jars of farts.
That is that.
Even if I market it, like, let's say I do like, $500 a jar.
I can't even fathom that.
And
though.
somebody
That's
there's already like 20 pre-orders of just $500 jar of farts. I'd be like
that is crazy to me.
I would just do it for a month.
But then if it was like consistent
I already
money, it's
gas
like
a lot. I'm already super gassy. I already fart so much. So I'd be like, okay.
No, that's wild.
It's interesting because the consistency isn't there. You can't have the same smelling fart. It'd be one of those ones where it's like, if someone wants to buy 4 jars, they're probably getting 4 different things.
That's why they buy 4 jars.
I guess.
That's right.
It's like, I ate dairy. This is a dairy fart. This is
that's wild.
Fart.
I get that.
This is I just ate something that screwed up my stomach part.
No, that is so disgusting. It's wild.
But hey, and she was saying how a lot of people, not a lot, I guess, but some people would, like, obviously people get threats when they're successful. They're like, I hope you lose everything. Which I think is also wild. She's selling fart jars. If you buy it, that's on you.
That's on you.
It's not her. It's not her fault that people
that's
are
the
weird
people
if I fart
that are buying it's fault.
If you had a high demand of people wanting to buy your farts and you made that much money, you wouldn't be complaining.
Yeah, that's true.
But she said that she's donated like at least I think 50% of what she's made. Because it's like she already makes so much money, but she's like,
I need receipts.
I do want to give back,
that.
but she was saying she donates a lot.
Yes,
of her
but
fart
people
money.
say so much shit like you don't know if it's actually truth. They could just be saying that just to like
to cover up their
to cover up their success.
Maybe it's to get the haters off.
Or it's maybe just a tax write-off.
Maybe.
So then
she said she's like already thought about how she'd write it off, and she's like maybe it's like a charitable donation or something like that.
Yep. If they donate half, then they can write off half, and then they don't have to claim half.
Yeah.
It's a loophole.
Big brain stuff, but I don't know. I'd have to be put in that position where I'd get the request to even like think, would I actually do it? Because right now I'd say, you know what?
That's disgusting.
I might, because there are weird people. You can capitalize off of it. But if I'm actually in that position, I might be more weirded out than I currently am.
Yeah. Well, the fact that like, if you had like 50 requests, you're like, why the freak is there this many people out there like wanting this?
No,
like that's criminal and wild to me, in my opinion.
I completely agree, but I mean, people will be weird, and I mean, at this day and age, people will do anything to make money.
Yeah, that is true.
So if you're willing,
you could honestly do anything. And the fact that she thought like, oh, let me capitalize on this since so many people requested. Let me see if, as a joke, like, see if I can make some money, and then all of a sudden, 10,000 or 50,000 in a week or whatnot. That's crazy.
Yeah, it just went off, and it seemed like everybody wanted a piece of that. So whatever. But getting into the topic I wanted to talk about today, so I was thinking back to when we talked about, are we too early? Are we too late? Like, why aren't we happy with where we're currently at in life?
Yeah.
And it kind of got me thinking about a bunch of different, I guess, kind of viewpoints on kind of like a similar look. So one thing I wanted to talk about, because it kind of goes along with what we talked about, it's considered like the mind maze. So it's like, why are we so in our heads about everything?
Everything.
Like, why do I overthink what I can't control?
Yeah.
Why do I talk myself out of things I actually want? Why do I make things bigger than they actually are? So like, it is interesting because I don't think I'm in my head as much as I realize I actually am. Because a lot of situations, I realize like I get stressed super easily, and I've noticed it's because I overthink a lot. Like driving in traffic and having to like park and stuff, I get super stressed out for no reason.
Okay.
So it kind of got me thinking like, why are we in our heads so much, and why do we tend to blow things out of proportion? And then when it's said and done with, it's not even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So, like, do you find yourself in your head a lot with certain things like that?
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's like your biggest limitation is your mind.
Yeah.
It's your biggest supporter and your biggest hater. Like, you will critique yourself the most out of anybody. You'll hype yourself up the most out of everybody. But then I think it's the fact that, like, our minds are so wild that you can, like, you can live technically in the past with just your memories and dwell on them, or you live in the future and then get disappointed by expectations of what you want out of outcomes instead of just living in the present and just letting things be. Because in all reality, like, you could be stressed about, like, relationships, money, blah, 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 but it's like, if you have expectations for, like, an outcome that you want and then it doesn't go that way, all of a sudden you're just, like, pissed off and annoyed, even though it's like, why'd you even think about the future instead of just living in the moment and seeing how it played out, and then you wouldn't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, your mind just, it doesn't like the unknown, so it tries to play every outcome possible for the future. And then you live in the past trying to, like, think of, like, all the different scenarios you lived through, or like, oh, what if I did this differently? Would the outcome have been different? Even though it's in the past, it's in the past. You can't change it. Live in the moment, live in the present, learn from it, but don't, like, be stuck in the past where you can't move on and you can't learn from your mistakes and, like, have a better life.
Yeah, I find myself living in the past a lot. If I make a mistake or mess up or feel like I should have done something, but obviously I've talked myself out of it, I will continue, like, for some reason, beat myself up over the fact that happened, I said this, I didn't do that, whatever, when I can't, like, do anything about it now.
Yeah.
And I'm ruining the present. And I also do sometimes find myself, like, worrying about the future. But I think I dwell too much on the past than I would focusing on the future, because I think it's easier for me specifically to dwell on what's already happened than what I'm expecting, because what I'm expecting, it could be like I can anticipate it for a little bit and then I'll get distracted by something else. But something in the past, especially if I could tell that, like, I'm disappointed with what happened, it'll, like, eat me for a good minute, and, like, I'll dwell on it, and it's just so disappointing because I don't know why I do that. But
do you want to know my thought process of why we dwell on the past? It's because in the present we're not feeling any emotions of, like, highs or lows, so we do want to think about the past, and more often than not we think about bad moments or dwell on moments that we didn't like. So then when we're dwelling on that and thinking of the outcome we didn't like and what we could have done different, we get that sense of, like, in the present of, like, sad or depressed or whatnot, and it's a feeling that we can feel in the moment, because it's easier to feel sad or disappointed or depressed compared to, like, thinking in your mind about happier moments to keep yourself happy, because it's just so easy to, like, think about sad moments than happy moments, to, like, stay in that rhythmic, like, that rhythm of just that good vibes to stay on. It's just easy to be dwelled.
It's weird that you say that, because I feel like as humans, like, just like the next person, I enjoy being happy and I love the mood boost that I get from it. But I think some part of all of us just love feeling sad. So sometimes it is easier to, like, focus on things that, like, make you sad or upset, because it is easier to feel negative emotions.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, some days if I'm off, I'll listen to sad music, because I'm just like, yeah, let's just bury myself in it for right now and just feel it out. But it's kind of weird how it's like an obsessive thing where people just love to make themselves so sad, because it's so much easier than being happy.
Yeah.
And at least they're feeling something than, like, meh.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it's almost like a muscle you have to train of, like, because some days, like, you could wake up and just be mad and pissed off or whatnot. So it's like, oh, I'm just having a day. Like, I'm just having a bad day. But it's like, flip that around. Like, change your mindset and be like, I'm just having a good day for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Like, just keep saying to yourself, or, like, I'm having a good day, I'm happy, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's why people do their, like, morning routines of, like, I forget what it's called, the affirmations.
Yes.
So then, like, affirmations, like, if you do it in the mirror at the morning, then you start to believe it. The more you say it, the more you believe it, and that's why like a lot of like confident people, they believe deep down that they are confident, so then they
exude confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah. I need to tell myself to be more confident, or that I am confident.
Yeah, but it's just the affirmations. It's like it's a placebo, or like the affirmations. It's your subconscious like in taking it, because your thoughts become your actions, or your thoughts become
words,
or your thoughts become words. Your words become actions. Your actions become, or your thoughts become beliefs. I forget the freaking saying. But it's like whatever you think about becomes your reality. Because like if you always think about depressed or how sad you are, you're going to be sad and depressed. But if you continuously think I'm happy, I'm confident, I'm outgoing, I'm like, my vibration is off the charts, then you'll start to you'll portray that in your everyday life.
That's fair. So the quote, it wasn't exactly what you're saying, but it says, your thoughts become words, your words become actions, your actions become habits, your habits become character, and your character becomes your destiny.
Okay. That's not the one I was thinking, but...
Yeah, that's the one that came up. But it's along the same lines of like, when you start thinking a certain way, you'll start kind of talking to yourself that way, and then the way you talk is the way you'll act about it, and then the way you act just kind of shows who you are. So it is very interesting that everything can stem just from a positive or negative thought.
Oh yeah, which is kind of wild.
And then if you focus on that, then it it can just take you down a certain path. And I try to like, especially when I get frustrated with traffic, I try to tell myself like, rather than being like, oh, this dude's a freaking idiot, like screw you, you scumbag. Like I hope you have a terrible day. I hope you don't succeed. I hope
you have a terrible day.
I'm just like, you know what? He just shouldn't be on the road, and I try not to dwell on it, because I notice whatever affects my morning screws my whole day.
Okay.
If I have a bad morning, like if I wake up and I'm running late or I'm tired, and I allow things to piss me off in that like first hour, my whole day's screwed.
Really?
And I'm a grumpy little bitch all day.
That's wild.
Yeah. So like I try like at least the first couple hours of the day, I try to be as positive as possible, because I don't have to be the rest of the day. It just comes naturally because I've been forcing myself to be more positive and in a good mood, that it kind of naturally happens, and I'm more focusing on what's good and whatnot. So yeah, it is interesting that your mind is like your greatest weapon, but it's almost like a double-edged sword. It can be as beneficial as harmful to you if you don't know, like,
if you don't train yourself
how to
if you don't train the muscle. Yeah. Your mind is wild.
Yeah.
It's like the placebo effect with pills.
Yeah.
If you give a water like a sugar pill. Yeah, sugar pill, and you think it's actually like
headache medicine or something,
or whatever, it cures you. Your mind is so powerful in what it can actually do.
Yeah. It's like the gym. I feel like you get to a certain point where it's mind over matter.
Oh, 100%.
And once you push past that, it becomes significantly easier, but like, because you're not used to pushing yourself to that kind of an extreme, your mind's like, oh, you should stop. You're not enjoying this.
Yeah.
But then you push past it, and then your mind no longer has a say, and you're like, this is great.
Because you're in control of your mind. Your mind shouldn't be in control of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because your thoughts aren't always looking out for your best interests. It's looking at every little detail, minute detail, and it's saying all the things it's like, oh, you want to stay in bed. You want to stay in this warmth. You don't want to get out of bed and go to the gym early in the morning if it's winter. Like, stay in bed. An hour or more sleep, you want that. Go back to bed.
Yeah.
But if you like are in control, then you're like, no, I got duties. I got my things I got to do. I got a routine. Like,
yeah.
And then if you do struggle with that, set your gym clothes out by your bed in the morning, so then you have no excuse to like, oh, I gotta find the clothes I want to wear to go to the gym.
Or like an accountability partner. So then at that point, it's less of you trying to talk yourself out of it, and you saying, someone's like accounting on me,
and you don't want to disappoint
I gotta
them.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I were to do something like this by myself, it'd be a lot harder, because there'd be some days where I wouldn't be as motivated to like get up and go or like find topics and stuff.
Yeah.
But knowing that like you're doing this with me, it makes me excited, because I'm just like, I'm excited to not only talk about what I talked about or talk about what you chose to talk about, but like hear your side of it.
Yeah.
And hear how your mind works, because it works differently than mine. So it's just like the different point of view. So like the accountability, yeah, definitely makes it a lot better to build those habits. So then you could potentially at one point do it by yourself.
Oh yeah.
It definitely makes it a lot.
But it makes it like the accountability, like holding yourself accountable to better, easier.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, I don't know, it's easiest for everybody to let down themselves, but to let down another human, it's harder because you don't want that person to look at you differently, you know?
Yeah, it is interesting how we care so much about how other people see us.
But in all reality,
but we're so quick to like belittle how we are.
Yeah.
It's just like, I wish I could look at myself the way I want other people to look at me.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude, you know, he's cool, he's got it together, blah, 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 super sweet, whatever. I want to look in the mirror and see all these things that I want people to see of me, but I don't. So then it kind of makes it hard to like, it almost makes me feel hypocritical that I can't look in the mirror and be like, you know, you're smart, you're charming, you're funny, you're a good guy, like, you know, blah, 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 blah. But then I kind of almost have this expectation that, oh, people see me that way.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing what I need to do to actually show it. So then if someone's like, I don't know, you're kind of rude or you're kind of quick to pop off or, you know, whatnot, it's just like, oh, wow.
But that's the thing, which I think is crazy. Every single person in this world has a different perspective of you.
That is true.
Someone could think, oh, you're the most talkative person in the world. Some people might be like, oh, you're the most confident. Oh, some people might think, oh, you're from the first like moment they met you and it was brief. They're like, oh, Noah's the scaredest person I know. But it's like everyone's perception is different, just from like certain because they see different sides of you or like different moments, but not the only person that fully knows you is you. Because you've been with yourself since day one.
Yeah. So I think it's just alleviating the pressure of trying to impress other people, knowing you're not going to impress everybody.
Yeah.
But if you impress yourself, you'll impress the right people because they will see that you are happy with how you are. So it really is just like...
Well, as long as you make yourself happy, that's like...
back down to the root of things.
That's almost like the goal in life. It's just to make sure you're happy.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot better with that recently. I feel like it also helps that I don't go out much. So I'm more by myself, so I have more of the time to, you know...
Inner focus.
Like I still like to feel like, you know, dress up and look nice when I go out and do whatnot. Because when people, you know, look at you and stuff, it does help with your confidence.
Yeah.
But I think also going from always hanging out with people and being super social to now I don't really do much. I kind of view everything a little bit differently where I'm like, I do like to dress, but I think it's because I feel super confident that if people like, it's not necessarily like I'm looking for their approval, but if I notice somebody look at me, then I'm like, man, I knew I'm looking good. Or if I make a joke and somebody laughs, like, I know I'm funny. Like it helps make me feel good. So then when I come back to it, I'm not like worried about like, okay, what am I going to wear tomorrow? Or, you know, what do I need to post on social media? I'm just more like, I'm freaking the best.
Yeah.
And then if people don't like me, I think I've come to terms where I just don't care as much because...
You're like, I know who I am and what I stand for. If you don't like me, that's on you. I don't need you in my life.
It's like, you're going to be toxic, and I know what I want because I've had enough time by myself to then kind of have that boundary of like...
What you want,
if I'm going to hang out with people, you know, I know what I want, and I know what I'm not willing to put up with.
Yeah.
So...
No, I like that. That's good.
Pretty good. And another question kind of along the whole mind thing is, why do we feel like, and it kind of pertains back to the previous episode, like, why do we think we need to have it all figured out? And why do people tell us, like, hey, you're young, you need to get it all figured out now? When, I guess, it's not like the goal in life isn't to have everything figured out. But I guess, in a sense, like, I mean, I guess it's different. So for me, I feel like with me not going to school, and like, obviously, I want to get a job that can fund the present and the future. But I feel like I'm not too stressed about what am I going to do now? What am I going to do for the rest of my life? I need to get like everything together so I can have a family. I need to do this and that and that. But it's more of like, well, what do I think personally that'll bring me the most fulfillment out of life. And that's kind of where I started wanting to travel a lot more, because I have been obsessed with the idea of traveling, that I feel like I probably could get the most fulfillment out of it, knowing that like I'm not spending my money on stupid things or saving for a rainy day that may or may, like, obviously save for rainy days, but just save all this money for something that may never come.
Yeah.
But actually, like, you know, putting myself in a financially responsible position while allowing myself to bring the most fulfillment that I feel like I can get to myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, it is interesting, like, why do we all need to feel like we need to have it figured out? But I guess from your point of view, because I feel like you kind of have the same view of like, well, we don't need to really have it all figured out right now. It's kind of just, you know, figuring out what works for you.
Yeah.
What do you say is your, I guess, goal that's not, I need to figure everything out for the rest of my life, but your goal for like how you're going to kind of take the step forward to bring the most fulfillment in your life?
My goal would probably be I don't know, probably like be so in tuned mentally and physically to where I go day by day and like doing what I want to do and like having the people in my life that I want to have in my life. Like, and if people don't vibe with me, I don't want them in my life.
Okay.
But then it's like, instead of like, I don't know, sometimes I'm like, I cave too much for like my friend group or other people, to where it's like, whoa, every time I hang out with you, I'm just doing what you want to do, and when if I suggest something, you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. To where it's like more getting to the point to where it's like, yes, you can compromise with certain people, but if you're only compromising with them, is that person truly benefiting and uplifting your life? Or are they holding you back from your potential of what your future could look like? Like if some of my friends want to bail on the gym or want to do something and it's like, oh, I got to do the gym or that, and I don't want to do that, am I going to cave? Or should I just stick with my routine of like, no, I got to go to the gym. I got my shit to do.
Yeah, it's like if I have time, like I'm more than happy
like I'll hit you up after I work out or whatnot and see what you're up to, but I'm not compromising on what I'm standing for.
Okay. So yeah, I didn't want the question to kind of come off like, why do we feel like we're behind, but more of like, why is it so weird that uncertainty is failure and you need to be certain about everything that you want to do with your life in order to feel accomplished and successful?
I don't think it's that. I think it's so everybody's in their own mind and worried about what other people think of them, when no one's actually caring about what other people do with their lives. But it's like, I don't know, like when I was probably in college, it was like more like, or maybe even like a couple years after college, it was like, oh, I want to portray like, oh, that I have a good job, that I make a lot of money, that I'm not like on a budget plan or whatever, that I have money to spend willy-nilly, because I don't want them to think like I'm not as rich as them, or like that I'm doing so well off in life, because everyone's just worried about everyone else. Yeah. In all reality, no one's actually thinking about the other people. Everyone's their own main character. They're only all thinking about themselves. They're not truly thinking about another person, unless it's like family, a close friend group, or like a close significant other or whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, in all reality, everyone's just doing their own world and figuring it out as they go.
I just feel like being uncertain about what you're doing with your future does seem like failure, though, when it comes to like parental expectations.
Yeah, that
like,
definitely does.
You ever feel like there's a lot of pressure, especially when you were younger, to go to school and do these things, because then you need to get a job so you can provide for your future family, when it's like, dude, I'm 19 years old and I'm just starting school. Like, I feel like there's so much extra pressure because they say they want what's best for you, but it's like, you don't know what's best for me, because I don't even know what's best for me. Like,
I don't even know what I want to do with my life.
Yeah, the whole point is figuring it out, and it just feels like there's a lot of added pressure, from people who say they want what's best for you. But it's like, if you wanted what's best for me, then you would kind of like support me in however long it took for me to figure out what my personal purpose of life is right now, because obviously purposes can change, but I just feel like yeah, it just makes it seem like, oh, if you're not going to school, if you don't know what you want to do with your job, if you don't have the next 5-10 years planned out, you know, you're not living right, and you need to get your crap together because you're a failure, like, you're not doing what you should be, and like blah 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 blah. Because I like sometimes I do feel that, like, I know a lot of the support I get from family is out of love, but also sometimes it feels like if I'm not living how you live, well, then I'm kind of failing at life.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's like I'm on my own path, regardless of how my life goes. The decisions and everything are because of me. So like, I do appreciate all like the love and support, but again, I feel like people just need to kind of ease off the gas and be like, hey, you know, I want what's best for you. Like, if you need any help, let me know, blah, 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 blah. Add their 2 cents, but I feel like when they add that unnecessary weight of like, hey, how's it going? Like, do you have your 5-year plan sent out? It's just like, no, but it's because I don't even know what I want to do right now, and I'm trying to figure out right now. And I feel like if I try to plan 5 years in the future when I'm confused about the current moment, it's not going to get me anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, oh, I just lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Oh, like, you always have to take everything with a grain of salt from people, because like, if you look at them and see where they're at in life, especially like adults, and it's like, I don't want to be where you're at when I'm older.
Yeah.
So you have to take it with a grain of salt. Like, yes, they might have some wisdom or whatnot, but it's like, I can't follow your steps exactly because I don't want to end up where you're at. I want to, and I don't know fully what I want, but I know I want my own path to where you almost have to find like a mentor, like see someone that's living the lifestyle that you like and want, and be like, will listen to them because that's the life I kind of want to live. Like, if it's like almost like a photographer that travels around the world taking amazing photos, and you're like, I would love to do that, then it would be like you're taking their advice instead of like someone that just works 9 to 5 in an office, and is going to retire at 60 and doesn't see the world.
It's,
or what, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. It's
interesting that like so many people are willing to give advice but not take any. It's like I could hear something about finances, and I'm willing to like give you the advice, but I'm not even taking it myself, and I'm not financially in a responsible place, but I'll be like, dude, you should do this, and that, like, it'll help you. That's not me personally, but it's just like an example of people are just so willing to give any advice that they hear to everybody, but they're not willing to do it themselves.
Yeah.
And some people kind of get upset if you're like, well, you're not doing it, so I'm not going to listen to you, like, sorry. And they're like, well, you're going to fail now. It's like, you're failing currently too.
Yeah, like, you're not even listening to your own advice, so why would I listen to it?
Yeah. It's just so interesting that everybody wants to do better in life, but nobody wants to take any advice that's given to them because it's always considered criticism, but they're so willing to give everybody else advice.
Yeah. And without taking their own advice.
Yeah. It's like the whole thing of, you tell your buddy, hey, I don't think this relationship's good for you, but you could be in a terrible one yourself, and somebody could say that, and you're like,
that's true. You don't know what I see. You don't know her.
Like, we're just going through something rough right now. Like, it's so interesting that almost people feel like a sense of entitlement of, I'm going to help everybody around me, but I'm not in a position to help anybody but myself.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I feel like there's just so many people in my life that I see do that, and I'm like, are you qualified?
Yeah, but like with that, it's like, I don't know, some people that are in terrible like relationships or situationships, and they give like advice that they almost should be taking themselves, but then like they're like, I can't, like, I'm in love, or like, I'm so like,
I'm too scared.
That, or like, oh, you don't know the good side, like, it's just a bad week or a couple weeks, like, it will turn around, even though like they could be saying like, oh, you should like stop, you shouldn't even tolerate that, like,
that's
you want a healthy relationship, as they're like in a toxic one. You're like, how can I listen to you when you're not even listening to you?
It's like you're giving me advice, but then you're justifying why I shouldn't take your advice.
Yeah.
Without even realizing it. So it's, yeah, I think that's just so very interesting that, like, without even realizing it, so many people are in their heads, and to the point where it's like you're almost blind to certain things. You're willing to say things, but you don't even understand the weight of what you're saying and how it can positively affect you.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't read, but I know reading's good for you mentally. So I could be like, yo, you should read a lot more. Like reading's really good for your brain. Blah 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 blah. Like
as you do.
I've you know, I've heard of some good books that are good, whatever. And I don't even read.
So like you're just saying it's like telephone word of mouth of like, oh, someone told me these are good books. Hey, these are good books.
This is a good
even
book
though
that
I haven't read them,
you should read it. It'd be great for you. I haven't even bought the book. I only know the name because they said I don't even know what it looks like, and I'm willing to tell you to read this book when I should probably read it myself. So it's just like, it really is like. So almost like selective,
but then it's a dopamine hit because like you suggesting the book, and if they read the book and like it and say, dude, that was a good book, I'm glad you told me, and you're like, thanks man, or like, yeah
it's great,
and then you get a rush of like a dopamine because you're like, ooh, they complimented me, and it's like, even though I didn't read the book, I suggested the book,
but now it's just, without you realizing it, now that they're better off and I'm still where I was.
Exactly.
Yeah. Funny things. That's really all I wanted to talk about. Just because I feel like, especially like, obviously people like I have people around me who, you know, get married, have kids, break up, whatever, and like talking to them about certain things and just hear how like their thought processes and stuff like that. It really did get me interested in how much we allow ourselves to be consumed in our mind. And I don't know, I just wanted to like kind of hear your opinion on it, because like, for instance, do you find yourself dwelling over things that happened in the past, like we were talking about a minute ago, or do you kind of find yourself not really dwelling on it too much? Like obviously you'll think about it, but you'll kind of move on.
Yes and no. I definitely dwell on like some things, like I don't know, there's so much of the past that I can't change. The past is the past. I can't change it. Why should I think on it? But it's like I do catch myself in weird moments, like thinking about a certain scenario and like it wasn't the outcome I liked. So then like I replayed in my mind of like different scenarios, like, oh, what if I said this? What if it turned out like this? Or what if I did this? It could have done this. Or like, why did I say that? Like, and try to like think of like, well, I didn't like the outcome, so let me think about like how it went down that way. Like, how did like my mind push me down to like, or put me to the point to where I didn't like that outcome? Why, like, I believe a different way. Why did I say this? To where like I do like kind of dwell.
Okay.
But then I also live in the future too, of like different scenarios of like, oh, when I talk to this person, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this. But then when it comes out, like the actual conversation, it's like drastically different from what I was thinking, like, and forecasting that was going to happen.
Do you feel like in that mindset of dwelling on the past or thinking a lot about the future, do you feel like where, like, how you are now is a lot better than you were in the past? And if so, is there anything that you did to kind of tweak your mindset to allow yourself to not, I guess, dwell too hard on certain things and think more positively?
Yeah, I think probably, I don't know, I think it's just like trial and error. Like, you actually do learn from your mistakes. Like, I don't know, like, seeing like certain scenarios in college of like, I was definitely more walked on, or like, I just didn't have any confidence because I didn't know like who I was, and I was trying to be someone else, kind of, to where it's like, I don't know, I've learned from it, and now it's like, I am who I am.
Yeah.
And if you don't like who I am, that's perfectly fine. Move on. Like, I'm not gonna, like, there's certain things that I will change, like, that will benefit whoever, but the core of like who I am, if you want me to be someone I'm not, to like fit your world, but you don't like who I am, like day in and day out, I'm fine with you not in my life.
Okay.
Like, move on. To where like you do learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
To where I'm glad those things happened. In the moment, I hated it because it like,
don't we all?
It always puts everyone down a spiral of like overthinking.
Yeah.
But future, I am so better off than where I've been all my life, from learning from those mistakes or like scenarios and whatnot.
So what's like one thing that you would recommend to change in your mindset to kind of not care so much about things that have already happened. Because it seems like that, like, yeah, you'll think about it in the moment and like maybe a little bit after, but it's more of like, it is what it is, it's said and done, whatever, like I just got to move forward. So like, what, from your experience of learning and growing to kind of move past that, what would you say like is one thing that I guess like people should do to kind of work their way towards being more mentally sound?
I would say focus on yourself. Stop worrying about others. Like, there's no need to worry about others because they're worrying about whatever. You can't control someone else's actions. You can't force someone to do what you want them to do. Like, all you can do is like have power over your one self, of like your mindset of like, if you truly live and breathe and know who you are and someone doesn't like that or want that, be so like confident with rejection or whatnot.
Yeah.
To where it's like, that's cool. You are living a life that I don't like or want, so that you're like, oh, kind of, I think what we said last time, and I forget who said it, but it's like, if someone talks bad about you or like disrespects you in a different language, you don't understand it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually put a weight on your mind or like your energy because you don't understand it. But if it was in English or whatever language you speak, you're like, oh, I'm going to take that so personally. Like, what if what they said was actually true? Then you like start doubting yourself. You're like, oh, I don't like anyone talking negatively about me. I want everyone to like me. Nah, you just need to be like, I don't care if you like me, if you don't. I know who I am. I know who I want to talk to. I know who I want to be with. I know like me as a person. I like who I am. That's all that matters. I don't care if you don't like me. That's on you.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Because I like, obviously, you know, again, we view things differently. So that's really good. And I feel like, especially, that's a good thing for me to remember as well as like, you know, everybody else. But yeah, it's just because in the end, it's your life, not anybody else's life that you're living. And do you want to like die trying to impress everybody around you and worrying about them? Or do you want to die knowing who you are and the people that are your tribe who are meant to be around you, you know, they will come.
Yeah.
And is it more of like, maybe life fulfillment isn't what job you work or how successful you are, but more of like you were saying, how you view yourself.
Yeah.
Do you view yourself as a king or a queen, or do you view yourself as just, you know, scum of scum?
Yeah. It's all your mindset.
Are you putting people on a pedestal when you should be putting yourself on a pedestal in like a good way?
Think of you as the prize, day in and day out.
Because you are the prize. We all are the prize.
Straight.
So
we are all the prize.
Yeah.
And as long as you truly believe that, no one can actually touch you.
That is true. And the people that you want most will see you as the prize.
Yeah.
Because
then you won't tolerate disrespect or whatever.
Because I feel like you'll be, like, you almost have like an aura of attractiveness if you hold yourself high.
Yeah.
You hold your head high. You walk with your chest out. Like, you know who you are. You're confident in who you are, and you know that you're worth everything. Then people will be like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, they see the confidence. Like, Tynan, they see the aura.
You're sexy. Oh my gosh.
Damn motherfucking straight.
So
you don't gotta tell me. I live and breathe that.
All right. Then there's a certain level where it's a little egotistic.
No.
But yeah, it's
live and breathe and believe in yourself.
Manifest.
Yeah, manifestation. It's real.
Like you said earlier, what you think becomes your words, and what your words become actions, and your actions become character. So start thinking more positively. Take what he said and just try to, you know, view yourself as worth it and not care too much about other people, because I feel like, you know, we all have good and bad days, and on those bad days it's good to remember little things like I am worth it, I am good, because even if it doesn't change the whole day, it builds that habit so you can endure hard times. So
and remember to have good mornings. Don't get mad at traffic to ruin your day.
Don't get mad at traffic. People can be idiots, but you can't control it.
Just take it with a grain of salt. Maybe they were in a rush to work. Maybe they're having a bad day as well. You don't know what's going on in their lives.
Yeah, you can't make the assumption about them. So you just got to kind of take a step back. But yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
good little perspective one. I feel like, I don't know, I do enjoy the ones where we goof off, but sometimes it's good just to kind of, I feel like it's very therapeutic for
your
me
mind.
Because when we talk about it, then I start to kind of understand, like, oh wow,
well,
like,
everyone thinks differently.
Yeah,
like no one thinks the exact same.
Yeah. So you guys put in the comments below what is like one of the biggest game changers for you in your perspective of yourself. And then, you know, we'll read them and maybe we'll read them off next time. But I just, you know, I'm curious on what works for you because, you know, everything works differently for different people. But maybe something we said will work good for you. Something you'll say will work good for us. So we just kind of want to know your perspective. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe. Again, comment down below and hit that notification bell. Every Monday, 7 a.m., the podcast goes up. So you do not want to miss it because you'll get some more juicy videos where we're opening up our heart or we're goofing off and having a good time. And you guys are there right with us.
Exactly. And if you're listening on one of our podcast platforms, give us a like, give us a follow. Watch it live, or not live, but watch the video instead of listening is an option. And we will catch you guys next week.
Much love.
Peace.